officially November. We've made it to November. 2022 is almost over. We've officially passed the trade deadline, so I guess we'll start there. A lot of action around the NFL yesterday. A lot of action, hot action. Total of 13 players moved across 11 deals. Some of the big ones. This one actually happened a little bit before the trade deadline. I'll just mention this one. The Bears traded Roquan Smith. So the Bears, after getting a big win over New England, I mean, they're 3-5 now. They've been unloading. They traded Robert Quinn, like we talked about, to the Eagles last week. And then they traded Roquan Smith, their linebacker, who obviously a lot of Washington people wanted to see.
That's what I was going to say. I saw so many posts about being mad about
So Roquan going to the Ravens in exchange for, I believe it was, I think they got like a second, a fifth, and another linebacker in AJ Klein for him. So 2 picks and a player. But Roquan Smith,
That's
former first-round pick. He's been having a great season for the Bears, led them in tackles, had a really good game against the Patriots on Monday night. So, yeah, Roquan Smith going to the Ravens. I mean, their defense has kind of struggled. He's obviously going to make them a lot better, and they're in first place in the AFC North now. We also had, this one hits a little bit close to home. We sent Jeff Wilson to the Dolphins for a 5th-round pick. Obviously, relations continue to be good between the Shanahan-McDaniel firm. Obviously, we sent them Raheem in the offseason, and now we've sent our second running back. So it seems like whenever Kyle gets done with a back, we send him to Mike McDaniel. And
it's like
Mike's
he picks up the phone and gives Mike a call first. He's like, "Hey,
Mike,
man, so I'm gonna let you know I'm looking to trade these guys.
Mike,
if you have any interest,
can I get that 5th rounder from you? I'd like to get a little bit more for a 5th rounder. I mean, Jeff Wilson played in 8 games this year, started 6. He leads us in rushing with 468
I think
yards
that's
rushing.
not the greatest value for him. I think he should have gotten a little more than that.
Right.
I was surprised to see
Kyle
that they
hooked up his
traded
boy.
him. But I know that Elijah Mitchell's supposed to be coming back, so I guess
exactly
that
after the
played a
bye,
part
and then
into
we've
it.
got
But
CMC.
it seems like it's always good for. That's true. Oh, that's what it was. I wasn't thinking about
It
him.
was CMC.
That's what it
It's
was.
CMC,
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're going to have Elijah and CMC. Plus,
Yeah,
we still
that makes
have
sense.
Jordan Mason, who's pretty much untested, and Tyrion Davis-Price, who's back from injury now. So we've got backs. It's just and TC's on the practice squad. You guys also sent one away, sending William Jackson III, Billy Jacks.
Yeah, thank God.
We gave him way better of a nickname than he deserved in the
Right.
games that he played in for you guys. Billy Jacks III,
Yeah.
sent away to the Steelers. Obviously, they needed a corner since Akello, our former corner, was on the mend. So they sent you guys, what was it, a
think
5th
like a
round
sixth.
for him and a 6th, right?
It's either a 5th or I thought it was just one. I thought it was either a 5th or a 6th, but it's something high.
I think you guys sent William Jackson and a 6th to
and they
them
gave
for
us
a
a
5th.
fifth.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds right. I think you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean,
That's-
he wasn't a good fit for us. I mean, it seemed like the coaches are trying to use him in a way that he really isn't strong in.
He's
So
not
obviously
used to playing a lot of zone coverage.
right. So I
he's
mean,
more
a
of a
lot
man-
of fans,
man-on-man
sit there and think
corner.
he sucks, and it's like, well, I don't know if it's that he sucks. I think they're just using him in the wrong
Well,
way.
when he was in Cincinnati, the scheme was a lot more where he was able to press cover guys off the line, and it was a lot better fit. Because I remember we talked about it when he came over from Cincinnati. We were pretty excited. I
Yeah.
don't think we loved the fact that they paid him $42 million, but I mean, we were
No.
excited about bringing him in because they needed another corner opposite Kendall Fuller.
Right.
But off the hook for the rest of his salary. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm happy the most about. He clearly
Yeah.
didn't want to be on the team anymore, and I don't blame him. I guess if they're trying to use him outside of how he's comfortable and what he's best at, that doesn't make sense. And that's a coaching issue. I mean, we can go into that later, but
Yeah. And then the Broncos sent former first round defensive lineman Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins. He's going to be going over there. They traded a first round pick for him. So the Dolphins, they've acquired 3 different first round picks, like through working with us and like us trading up in the Trey Lance trade and things like that. So they had 3 first round picks, and they traded them all. They traded one to get Tyreek. They traded one to get Bradley Chubb, and then they traded one to draft, and then they kept one to draft Jalen Waddle. So out of those 3 first-round picks, they got Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, a pretty good pass rusher.
that works. That's
Jalen
pretty
Waddle,
good
who's
trade
been great.
value there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
damn.
so
They got smart
Miami
move on their part.
wheeling and dealing over there. Yeah. I'll have to show you this hilarious press conference. We don't have time to get into it right now, but it's this hilarious press conference with Mike McDaniel, where because they've been asking him about his quarterbacks being concussed, like all the games. He's like, "What if we did something crazy, guys?" And he's like, "We talked about the Minnesota Vikings, which was the team that they were going to play." I was like, "This guy's pretty funny. I mean, he's definitely shows more personality than Kyle up there on the podium sometimes." Yeah. Chase Claypool traded from the Steelers. Obviously, I think that's an emergence of George Pickens. They really like that rookie. I mean, he can catch about everything. Chase Claypool traded for a second-round pick to the Bears, giving Justin Fields another weapon outside of Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet, because the Bears' offense obviously doesn't have much. I mean, they've got Khalil Herbert and Montgomery at running back, but that's about the gist of it. The Dolphins, who they just acquired Jeff Wilson, and then they traded Chase Edmonds away. I guess Mike McDaniel wanted guys that were a better fit and that, were in his system, obviously, you know, because they run the same
smart move.
offensives. Yeah. So they traded Chase Edmonds away, who really wasn't doing much with Miami, and they traded him to the running back needy Broncos, who have basically just had Melvin Gordon after Javonte Williams went down, and Latavius Murray too. But Melvin Gordon's been fumbling a lot, so obviously he's been in the doghouse. And then currently suspended wide receiver Calvin Ridley was traded. We don't know when Calvin Ridley's going to be able to play again, but he was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he'll be able to play eventually at some point when he's reinstated. And then I guess the last big one here, we'll post them on the screen, but we won't get into every single one. T.J. Hawkinson traded. This one I kind of was surprised by because it was two division rivals. The Lions sending him across over to the Vikings, for a second round pick. And then T.J. Hawkinson took a little shot at the Lions after that, and he said he's excited to finally be able to win some games now in his career. Yeah.
Wow, damn.
So,
it's funny. He's on my fantasy team now, so I'm hoping maybe he'll go off with the Vikings, but not this week though.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to talk more about Vikings week and the return of the Kirk Cousins game, because I'm sure that's going to be the talk of the town. But yeah, those are the major trades coming in at the trade deadline. Also, of course, most notably for us was the CMC trade. We covered that on last week's show, where we gave up 4 picks, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th for Christian McCaffrey. And in 2 games with us, he's been playing huge dividends. We'll talk about his touchdown triple crown a little bit more later, because he got the touchdown trifecta, threw one, caught one, and ran one in. So pretty damn good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
When I saw the highlight of him throwing that pass, I was like, is that what just happened? Did I see the right thing?
Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy just swung it out to him in the on almost like a screen type attempt, and then at that point, Ayuk was just wide open. It was too perfect. So I mean, no Debo, no problem. Surprisingly.